At sa pagkakataong ito, alamin naman natin ang pananaw ng mga political analyst at makakabalita-takayan po natin si Professor Van Ibiernas, historian at political analyst. Magandang gabi po sa inyo, Sir Van.
Good evening po, Ma'am Weng. Good evening sa lahat ng ating nanonood sa atin ngayong gabi.
Opo, medyo humaba ang talumpati ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Ang pangako 45 minutes, umabot po ng kulang 3 oras. Historically, ano po ba ang mga mahahabang SONA at medyo kakaiba po si Pangulong Duterte sa paghahatid ng kanyang State of the Nation address?
Yes, ma'am. Hindi ako perfectly familiar tungkol sa record in terms of longest or things like that. Pero I understand na si President Marcos used to have yung very long speech, parang 19 pages yata yung speech or something like that. President Duterte kasi, the thing that makes his speech long is yung mga ad-libs niya. Tsaka, yung obvious naman, hirap na hirap si President Duterte
sa teleprompter.
So I think those things contribute doon po sa amount of time spent. Tsaka every year talagang every year mahaba
alam
talaga.
Na natin,
matagal talaga yung niya every year.
Sir Van, dun sa napakinggan mo na talumpati ni Pangulong Duterte, how would you assess his administration for the past 5 years?
Well, actually, I watched all of his SONA speeches from the first one until ngayon. The thing that I noticed po talaga is that he is essentially saying the same things. So, kumbaga, a lot of the things that were mentioned this year, nabanggit niya na rin yun last year, no? Which tells us that the President Duterte has been very consistent, no? Kung ano yung plan niya from day one, yun talaga yung pinupursigin niya na ma-accomplish during his term, no? So to name a few, I think number one talaga kasi po ito talaga ang pinag-usapan niya ng gusto, obviously yung war on drugs, no?
Binabalik-balikan niya no?
Talaga kasi ikinakabit niya sa ikinakabit niya po sa ibang issues, no? Kinakabit niya sa issue ng OFW, inakabit niya sa issue ng ating foreign relations, ikabit niya sa issue ng graft and corruption, no? So that's why pabalik-balik binabanggit ni President Duterte yung war on drugs, saka criminality. Pagkatapos pati yung kanyang yung social agenda ng kanyang administration, such as education, free education, universal healthcare, no? Saka yung kanyang mga infrastructure projects. So yun po. Pero para sa mga kababayan natin na nanonood ng SONA ni President Duterte for the past few years, these are common topics, no? Common topics. So parang ang lumalabas lang is that this year may konting updates lang. Kumbaga from ang bago from last year, no? But essentially the topics remain the same. Tsaka yung emphasis ni President Duterte remains the same, no, from the very beginning.
So yun nga, sabi ninyo nakafocus siya kung ano yung pinasimulan niya hanggang sa matatapos na yung administrasyon. Yun pa rin yung mga issue talaga na tinututukan. What does it says of his administration?
Yeah, I think yun nga. The word is consistency po. The word is consistency, or even you might say determination, no? Kasi po yung mga areas na ito naman na kung saan nag-focus si President Duterte is number one, very popular with the Filipino people, no? Kasi po yung issue ng peace and order, yung war on drugs, talagang ano yan, talagang nararamdaman ng taong bayan yan eh. Kasi sila ang sila ang biktima ng mga krimen na kaugnay dito sa war on drugs and obviously sa criminality, no? Pagkatapos infrastructure is also very important sa atin, no? Sa ating mga kababayan, especially pagdating po sa sa public transportation, mass transportation. Very very important to many Filipinos who have been suffering from this, no? Tsaka syempre, education and healthcare, lalong-lalo na ngayon sa panahon ng pandemya, no? Now, of course, I failed to mention earlier, no? But for the past 2 years, yung pandemic, napansin din po natin kanina yan eh. A lot of time was devoted by the president to talk about
The pandemic.
the pandemic. So, ayun po, kung ako ika-categorize ko in terms of consistency, determination, no? Tsaka focus on the part of the Duterte administration.
Ang bago po itong SONA may mga lumabas na mga surveys na nagsasabi na mataas pa rin ang approval rating and the trust rating of the president. Na yun kanina nga dun sa sa coverage namin na pag-usapan na medyo kakaiba siya compared to previous administrations na pag patapos na ay bumababa na, dwindling na yung kanilang ratings. Pero si Pangulong Duterte ay umaangat pa.
Well, ma'am, I think yun nga, the explanation lies doon sa things that we have already observed. Doon sa kanyang, not just for the SONA, but also for the whole performance of the administration for the past 5 years, no? Very consistent po talaga ang president. The president has been very consistent from day one, no? Tapos doon sa mga issues, doon po talaga sa mga issues na admittedly ay talagang very important to the public, determined talaga yung president at focused siya. So ibig sabihin, these are the problems that the president sought to solve from day one. No? Tapos every year, yan ang nire-report niya precisely because these are the things that he promised. These are the things that he wanted to solve. No? Although of course, siyempre, pwede kang mag-nitpick, sasabihin mo na hindi naman talaga completely solved. No? But I think everybody can see that the changes or the tawag nito na meron naman din talagang nangyari, meron din naman talagang na-accomplish in those areas. So I think that's the reason why yung kanyang approval rating have been fairly consistent, no? From day one also. Medyo may konting fluctuations because of certain issues here and there, pero it absolutely makes sense na consistent din po yung numbers ni President precisely because yung issues, yung performance, yung handling niya ng mga promises that he made during the start of his presidency, fairly consistent din naman po. So personally, I'm not surprised.
Siguro one last point na lang. Yung kanyang leadership style, sa simula pa lang sinabi ni Pangulong Duterte na he is a mayor. At yung approach niya being a mayor doon sa pagiging presidente niya, did that factor in doon sa leadership style?
Yes. We have to look at it at 2 levels, ma'am. The first level is yung connection niya with the public, no? Which is a huge part of the reason why yung kanyang popularity has been maintained, no? Kasi yung mga previous presidents kasi natin are so distant, parang parang the people cannot relate to them. Parang ang mga tao na sa ibaba, yung presidente
Nandun
nandun
sa
sa
taas.
taas. Oo. So si President Duterte, parang he evokes the aura, no, or the feeling na yung mga tao parang close sa kanya.
Parang level
Close
lang
sa kanya.
tayo, parang ganon.
Oo, parang we go through the same things every day, even if obviously we don't because he is the president, diba, no? But parang people feel it, eh. People feel that connection. So that's number one. Number two, doon po sa government workers who, especially the executive branch, na who the president leads, no? So tawag nito, nag-introduce siya ng isang bagong leadership style sa mga taong ito, no? But those it's thoroughly interesting, and I hope I have a little bit of time to explain this. Kasi po, ang difference ni President Duterte with, for example, President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo or even President Fidel Ramos, si President Duterte is not a micromanager po. Hindi siya micromanager. He trusts his people to get the job done. Pero results-oriented si President Duterte. So parang makikita natin dun sa speech yung reminder po na yon, di ba? No? So pag nag-iikot siya, may nakikita siya mga taong pumipila, galit siya. So he's telling people, ayaw ko na makita ito bukas, pumipila mga tao, di ba? No? So he's not telling government workers how to do their jobs. He's just interested in results. Gusto niya, ayaw niya na makakita ng pila. So, dumiskarte kayo dito para mawala yung pila na yan. And I can also feel na merong support coming from Malacanang for all of the efforts and initiatives ng government agencies in terms of trying to solve yung mga problems na gusto ng President na isolve nila. So I think, it works. It works kasi you could really sense lahat ng mga ng mga government agencies are on their toes. They're on their toes kasi ayaw nila na magalit sa kanila sa presidente. But at the same time, empowered sila to solve their own problems, no? So yeah, in a way, it's a unique. We've not seen it before from other presidents, but it has, at least from what I've seen, it has succeeded. No?
Yan, ako marami pa sana kaming gustong italong, kaya lang we have limited time. So sa mga susunod na pagkakataon po ay iimbitahan uli namin kayo dito sa ating palatuntunan. Maraming salamat po. Yan, ang ating pong nakapanayam ay si Professor Van Ibiernas, isa po siyang political analyst at historian. Napag-usapan namin yung ilan doon sa mga binanggit ni Pangulong Duterte sa kanyang State of the Nation address, pero ang higit na napagtuunan yung kaibahan ni Pangulong Duterte sa ibang mga naging leader ng bansa. Doon sa kanyang leadership style at yung kanyang approach, sabi nga ng marami, pragmatic si Pangulong Duterte. Kakaiba siya talaga. Pero yun yung nagugustuhan ng tao dahil they can relate to him.